In a small village surrounded by mountains and valleys, there lived a poor shepherd named Salem. He spent his life tending sheep and struggling to provide for his daily bread. Yet, his greatest treasure was not his flock, but his three daughters, Layla, Hannah, and Salma. To him, they were the light that brightened his days and the support that softened life's hardships. One evening, Salem sat with his daughters by the fire and asked in a gentle voice, "Tell me, my dear daughters, which of you loves me the most?" The eldest, Layla, smiled and said, "I love you, father, more than the bread that keeps me alive." Then Hannah, the middle daughter, said, "And I love you more than the water that quenches my thirst." But the youngest, Salma, looked at him with innocent eyes and said softly, "I love you, father, more than salt." Salem froze, his face darkening. Angrily, he replied, "What kind of love is that? Salt? Couldn't you find anything more precious than salt to compare your love to?" He could not understand that his youngest daughter had spoken with pure sincerity. Believing she mocked him, he drove her away in anger. "Leave my sight! I never want to see you again!" Salma left in tears, wandering through the night until she reached the edge of the forest. There she was found by the procession of a young prince returning from a hunt. The prince's heart softened at her plight, and he took her to his palace, where he cared for her until she grew into a wise and graceful young woman. Years passed. One day, Salma wished to show her father that her words had carried true meaning, not mockery. She asked the prince to invite her father and all the villagers to a grand banquet in the palace. The tables were filled with the finest meats and vegetables. The guests began to eat, yet soon they noticed something strange. The food was tasteless, no sweetness, no flavor, no soul. Salem frowned in confusion and exclaimed, "What kind of food is this? It cannot be eaten." At that moment, Salma stepped forward with steady grace and said in a calm, resonant voice, "Father, this is food without salt. Do you remember the day I told you I love you more than salt? What I meant was this. Just as food without salt cannot be eaten, my life without your love cannot be endured." The hall fell silent. Tears filled Salem's eyes. He rose from his seat, embraced his daughter tightly, and whispered, "Forgive me, Salma. I did not understand your wisdom that day. Now I know. Salt is the essence of life, just as your love is the essence of my happiness." The guests laughed with joy, the lesson spreading among them like light. Salem returned home with his daughter, his heart full of gratitude, finally realizing that true love does not need grand words to prove itself. It only needs to be as fundamental and indispensable as the salt, without which life cannot be complete.
And here our tale ends. Don't forget to subscribe to Tales Treasure for more enchanting stories.